Recently, we saw Randy Orton return to help out Cody Rhodes. And that sparked the conversation of when is Randy Orton going to turn on Cody Rhodes? Because for seemingly years now, WWE has been teasing a turn from Randy Orton on Cody Rhodes because every time those two are together, Randy Orton has his eyes locked on that Universal Championship. So the purpose of today's video is we're going to take a look at Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton and try to guess when we might actually be getting this feud, this match, something to come out of this. Now, before we get too far ahead in the video, I want to say that if you are a WWE fan, consider subscribing to this YouTube channel. That is all we post is WWE related content. So if you're a WWE fan, again, consider subscribing. It's free. You can always change your mind later. So as I mentioned already, these little teases have been happening for a couple years now. And if there's one thing that we've learned from this Triple H era, it's that he loves his long-term storytelling, but this is starting to get a little bit ridiculous now. And obviously, we have to see what happens next between Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes. But if we take a look ahead into WWE's schedule, we obviously have Crown Jewel coming up this weekend. Now, do we really see Randy Orton coming in and turning on Cody Rhodes right here, right now? Because we do know that there were some possibilities of that happening against Drew McIntyre at WrestlePalooza. And if we want to take a step further beyond Crown Jewel, we obviously have Survivor Series War Games coming up. And I feel like it would be a little bit more difficult to have this big moment in a War Games match because I'm assuming Cody Rhodes is going to be a part of the men's War Game match in some capacity. And then you have Saturday night's main event, which I'm assuming is going to be off limits from anything else big happening, considering it's going to be John Cena's last match. I think there's a slight possibility that we could see something at either Crown Jewel or Survivor Series, but it's not something that I would bet the house on. But here's the big thing with all of this. It has to happen, and it has to happen relatively soon. Because I'm starting to see people starting to make fun of the fact that whenever Cody and Randy are together, Randy Orton just stares at the title. And that, to me, doesn't really sit well. Randy Orton being my favorite superstar of all time, I want to see Randy Orton doing something other than just staring at the title. To me, it just doesn't feel like Randy Orton at all. Randy Orton would have been all over that title the second Cody Rhodes won it. And obviously, you have the story about them being very good friends, Randy Orton being the mentor of Cody Rhodes. Obviously, you have a story there to play off of, which just boggles my mind even further because you have the story right there and you could deliver it so perfectly. Why haven't you done it yet? And for me, the perfect opportunity would have been at WrestlePalooza, because if that had happened at WrestlePalooza, maybe people wouldn't have thought that show was so terrible. And I think it would have been a big moment for WWE's first PLE on ESPN. And it would have been a big moment because, again, this is something that they have been teasing for years. Now look, realistically, when could we possibly see this match take place? I don't quite know if they would be willing to have it happen at possibly WrestleMania 42, but maybe something at the Royal Rumble where we could have something between Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes. And I say the Royal Rumble because I think you could possibly tie it into, obviously, the men's Royal Rumble match and having that up in the air as to whoever wins the Royal Rumble that year, they don't maybe necessarily know who's going to be holding the title at the time. And look, yes, obviously, I know, in years past, the men's Royal Rumble has been the main event of the show, but we have seen other matches be the main event, and I think a Randy Orton-Cody Rhodes match could be main event worthy at the Royal Rumble. So I'm really looking for this Randy Orton turn to happen very, very soon. Maybe we get something at Crown Jewel, maybe we get something at Survivor Series. I think that would kind of be a nice little feud to head into 2026 and pick up right where you left off and have a really, really solid feud to begin 2026. But regardless of when it's going to happen, it has to happen, and it's gonna have to happen soon. So this is where I want to hear from you guys. What do you think is going to happen between Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton? Do you think Randy Orton is ever going to turn on Cody Rhodes? And if you do, let me know when you see it happening. So as always, let me know that stuff down below in the comments. And while you're down there, swing by the description and click the Linktree link. That is the only link in bio for a reason, and that is because it will take you to all of the social media platforms for this channel. And I do suggest going and checking out our X page. Besides YouTube, I am most active over on X. We do updates for Monday Night Raw, Friday Night SmackDown, and the PLEs. And above all else, I want the X page to be a place for wrestling fans to go and talk about wrestling, especially if you're like me and you don't have a lot of people to talk to about wrestling. So if you are like me and you're looking for a group of wrestling fans to talk about wrestling with, swing by an upcoming episode of Monday Night Raw, Friday Night SmackDown, obviously Crown Jewel coming up this weekend. Join in on the conversation, and maybe it's for you at the end of the day. Another place to go and talk about wrestling is on TikTok. I finally got around to making a TikTok page. Right now, since we are very early into that page's existence, the only content that takes place is just clips from these videos on YouTube, and it's just another place for me to post when I do upload videos to YouTube. But eventually, there will be other WWE-related things that you see over on TikTok that will go onto that page. So if you're scrolling on your phone one day and you come across one of those videos, drop a like, drop a follow, show it some love. I'm really trying to grow that page a lot. So with all that said and done, that is going to do it for this video here. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did enjoy it, hit the like button. If you really enjoyed it, hit the subscribe button. Both are free and both really, really help out the channel a lot. And of course, if you have made it to this point of the video, I want to say thank you very, very much for taking the time out of your busy day to watch these videos here, because it genuinely just means the world to me. So with all that said and done, that is going to do it for this video here. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did enjoy it, hit the like button. If you really enjoyed it, hit the subscribe button. And as always, stay tuned for more WWE content coming in the future. We'll see you next time.